Everybody, I'm your host, Chelsea T. To say that the NFL Conference Championship games surpassed my expectations would be quite the overstatement. The New England Patriots did what was expected of them, beating the Jacksonville Jaguars 24-20 at home. Now, it took them a few quarters to get there, 4 to be exact, but the Tom Brady-Danny Amendola duo was unstoppable. I don't take anything away from the Jaguars' run in the playoffs, though. Blake Bortles played with poise all throughout with no turnovers. The Jaguars are going to cash in and have a future franchise quarterback at the helm. Moving to other matters, I'm going to proceed to the next segment of the show without even acknowledging Nick Foles and the Philadelphia Eagles. Between you and me, the NFC Conference Championship game never happened, and the New England Patriots will be playing against aliens in Super Bowl 52. Now that that's taken care of, let's get into some NBA action. With the Golden State Warriors dominating in the Western Conference and the Houston Rockets trailing behind, I'm left to ask myself a puzzling question, and oftentimes this keeps me awake at night. Who has more pressure on their shoulders? And I take these 4 scenarios into account. The Warriors to defend their title, the Rockets to finally have a legit championship run, LeBron James to win another ring, or Kyrie to win his first ring without LeBron. I feel like I'm on an episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire asking that question. But unfortunately on this show, we don't have that kind of budget. And now that I think about it, we don't have a budget at all. But in all seriousness, there's not much pressure on the Warriors to defend their title. There's much more problematic issues in the Western Conference. One of those being if we'll witness James Harden choke again in the playoffs. And that's honestly where all of my reservations lie with the Houston Rockets. Last season, James Harden led the league a second best in scoring, and he was able to get the Rockets past Oklahoma City Thunder. But he couldn't get the Rockets past the San Antonio Spurs, without an aging Tony Parker, and to the later end of the series without a Kawhi Leonard. But what's different this season compared to last season, other than the obvious fact that James Harden is leading the league in scoring this year, is the acquisition of Chris Paul. CP3 is a tremendous factor to the Rockets' success. And if his performance in the regular season series finale against the Warriors wasn't any indication of what this team is capable of, I don't know what is. In this matchup, CP3 put up a double-double, the Rockets out-rebounded the Warriors 46-33, and the Splash Bros shot 9 of 31 from the field with 19 turnovers. This data can surely lead you to believe that the Rockets are nothing to play with in the Western Conference. But I still believe that the Warriors will end up cleaning up house in the playoffs. That brings us to the next scenario of pressure, LeBron James. Of course, pressure isn't a new stage of adversity that LeBron isn't used to facing, but he kind of put a target on his back when he said that this season is the toughest season of his career. Granted, the Cavs are injury prone right now and have a lot to figure out before the playoffs, but every season is hard, and don't think there's more pressure on him this season than there was his first season with Miami. And I can honestly say from a conscious standpoint, whether LeBron admits it or not, that his first season in Miami was more scrutinized and the most scrutinized of his career. So where does the pressure truly lie? Well, it lies on Kyrie Irving. His decision to leave Cleveland for Boston to pave his own legacy outside the shadow of LeBron James was a risky move. I mean, who would leave the best player in the world where you get an automatic playoff bid every year and all you have to do is play your role. Kyrie is a gutsy guy, a respectable one for taking that risk to become the new face of a franchise, standing in no other shadow but of his own. I'm afraid, though, that his desire to be his own just may be the downfall of his career. Let me just vent and say that while I was sitting at my desk reading the Baltimore Business Journal, checking to see who the highest paid Baltimore athletes were, I happened to stumble upon Baltimore Ravens cornerback Marlon Humphrey, who was listed as number 15, making $7.22 million last year. Then, ironically, I received news that Marlon was charged with third-degree robbery on Thursday morning for stealing a charger, a $15 charger. Now, I don't get involved in people's financial situations, but something ain't right. You have a young guy out of Alabama who gets the opportunity to start in his rookie year at corner, and the last thing you want to do is give general management a reason to believe that you're an off-the-field distraction. It's time to grow up. According to the Baltimore Ravens, Marlon said the situation was a misunderstanding regarding the $15 charger, which he thought was his, and that he's cooperating with the University of Alabama and the police. Now, here's the real tea. Apparently, the real story is that Marlon was riding in an Uber with two women he didn't know, and when he arrived at his hotel, he refused to give the charger back to the driver. Well, he refused to give the charger back to the driver. When police arrived on the scene, an interrogation between the charger and the phone concluded that it didn't even fit the phone that Marlon had, proving in fact that the charger wasn't even his. I tell you, this situation is really stupid. But all I have to say is grow up, Marlon. Grow up. But that's it for today, folks. Join me next time as I dig into Super Bowl 52. Not that there's much to talk about, considering that the Patriots are going to win anyway. But thanks for watching. And remember that your day is never complete without a dose of tea with Chelsea Tea. And this happens to be lemon ginger.